Okay, River City Live, we've got our Glamour guru in the house today. Noreen Young is back, and she has got your top sun tips for summer. Welcome back. I'm so good to see you.
A pleasure.
So, Noreen, what are we diving into this summer?
Okay. Well, for starters, we have to really make sure that our skin is prepped. And so exfoliation is key. If you want a good sun tan, not burn, you have to exfoliate. And then I'm going to show you at the end how we tan safely. However, what we're going to do is use a sunscreen, sunblock, and you could use a spray. I don't know if you know that there's also versions with a brush-on sunscreen.
You know, I've seen these online. I've never tried one. How did you feel about it? Because I saw in a lot of the comments, people are asking, oh, does this not stick to you when you're sweaty?
I like it. I especially love it on the face. I use the face one. There's a variety of kinds, but the brush one I find, it goes on nice, especially if you exfoliate to receive the treatment, okay? And I came across something fabulous, and it's called Solar Buddies. And you told me you saw this on TikTok, and you know I'm always bringing the trends.
I know.
So
I love
check that out.
Oh, this is really cool. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys on my hand because I thought this was great. You can literally roll it on, and then there's a roller applicator and a sponge. Like, coming to you, camera. There's a roller applicator and a sponge. So this part is rolling it onto you, and this part is making sure it's actually evenly distributed. Fun, huh?
And you fill it inside this. So I squirted some of this inside here.
Oh,
if
so you
turn
can
it the
use
other way.
your favorite sunscreen.
Yes, you're filling it.
Oh.
So sorry. Yes, you're
That's
filling
awesome.
it. So I placed inside there the sunscreen, and here we go.
Oh,
See?
that is
so
cool.
I squirted that in there, and then I go like this, and then you have a party on your body.
That's awesome. And something I love, and you know, because a lot of the moms I saw on TikTok loved this because you can put your name on it. So you can write it on there with a Sharpie. So if different kids like different sunscreen, or maybe you need one for sensitive skin, you can write it on there. You know exactly whose is whose.
Right. And you know what? I don't think it's just for kids, but it is easy for them to apply. And you know how sometimes we can't reach certain parts of our body, or you don't have your mate to do that, you know what I mean? So this works wonders. So you use any brand, anything, and then just fill the Solar Buddies.
Awesome.
And I think it's a great buddy to have. You do want to use the sunscreen no matter what color you are. So I consulted Dr. Trisha Andrews, a dermatologist in town, and I asked her, and she says, this was a really good question. I said, do women of color need a special sunscreen as opposed to a Caucasian, Indian, whatever? And she said no. She says, just make sure it's 30 plus.
Okay,
So
perfect.
I thought that was very interesting. We don't need to necessarily have a special one, but you do need to sunscreen from head to toe, and you need to reapply at least every 3 to 4 hours, at least. And you have to put enough on. You can't just put like a little drop. Then I wanted to share with you, there's other ways that you could give yourself a little bit of color. And one of them is by sun tanning drops. And these are tanning drops that you squirt and you put in your creams, and you just make your skin glow with that. So that makes a difference. Then I love Tan Towel. They have a face one, and they have a body one that you could use all over. And I'm going to do that this weekend, and what I love is it doesn't stink, and it gives me a tan, and it is natural looking, and it doesn't make orange hands or body.
Exactly. I love that. I'm a big proponent for the tanning drops because you can just put it in with your moisturizer, and it's 2 steps in one. Easy.
Exactly. And then you must protect your lips. So you always want to do a lip balm of some sort, but you know how the trend is lip oils and all of the glossy things? We can't gloss it up at the beach or at the poolside or at the barbecue. If you gloss and you're like the sun's hitting you for hours all day, that will attract the sun and make your skin more prone to skin cancer. Same thing when you're using things that are too shiny on this body, you know what I mean? Because you know, back in the day, they used baby oil and iodine to give themselves a tan. So you want to make sure that you don't use oil.
Right.
Stay away from citrus and margaritas and fancy drinks when you're sitting in the sun. Keep hydrated, and and lemonade goes with that mix. And then here's something that I made. This is simply a shea butter. This is by Therapy Spa, and I use that, and I placed a few of the champagne pigment in there. See the gold?
Beautiful.
And then I placed it in here. There's also other shades you can use, a copper, a sienna, depending upon the coloring. This gives your body a glow. So check this out. It's just shea butter and a little sparkle powder.
This is so great.
Or
All right,
sugar
so
powder, pigments.
This is
any
beautiful.
loose eyeshadow, any loose blush that's in a bronzing family, and then make sure that you don't use tretinoin when going in the sun.
Right.
It will make more sunspots. So if you girls don't want brown spots all over your face or other weird spots that pop up from the sun, you have to protect your skin and stay away from this at least a week before.
Yes, exactly.
And then this dies in 6 months once it's opened.
Ooh.
FYI.
FYI. So to make sure you have all the FYs, make sure you are following Noreen and put on your SPF this summer.